welcome everybody back to Crane Lake Golf and Country Club. Of course, the Crane Lakes Invitational is on today. We're talking about three different things today. Of course, the local charity and Chick-fil-A, but most importantly, and I was just kind of stumbled upon this golfing event today includes some of the golfing pros here with the amateurs. We've got Ross with us today. Now, Ross, you're my first guy I ran into by accident, and you're a golf pro. Now, I'm an old football player, so golfing is kind of foreign to me. Let's talk about your background, and especially how you found golfing as a kid.
I started when I was young, when I was 7.
Okay.
Just kind of saw a driving range, told my parents I want to do that, and it spiraled from there. They bought me clubs after I got a couple lessons, and I've been doing it since.
Let me ask you something. I mean, when my son was a kid and when I was a kid, we go through a lot of things that we think we love. For your parents to invest in some clubs, it's not like a toy or a toy gun or just a little Nerf football. That's an investment there. What did they see in you? Was your game really on point at a young age?
I have no idea. At the end of my first week of lessons, my mom told my dad, don't do anything. Don't buy anything.
Right.
And the first thing my dad did is take me somewhere and bought me a set of clubs.
Well, they say do as they say, not as we do.
Exactly.
He was trying to learn the lesson, but he loved his son, and he saw a little passion in your eye. And let's talk about the event here at Crane Lakes Golf and Country Club today. It's sponsor driven by Chick-fil-A. There's a wonderful charity, and we're getting involved with that. But the biggest draw is, of course, you guys, that you're professional. What's the difference between an amateur and a professional? I know in every sport it's different. In college you're an amateur until you graduate or you become a professional or you acquire an agent. How do you become a professional from an amateur in the game of golf?
Golf is very different in that regard, in that basically the only thing you have to do is pay an entry fee and play as a professional in an event.
Come on now.
Yes.
So all these giant major tournaments that we see on TV, now you've got to qualify for those though.
That's a different level.
Okay.
But at some of the lower levels, literally all you have to do is just pay an entry fee and go play. So you could be a professional this weekend if you paid them to play.
How long do you think they'd let me out here if
I'm not sure how long they'd allow you to play.
Okay, I mean,
but they're going to let you.
As long as you hide me, I could probably stay for the whole day. But after a while, the continual digging up of the grass would probably have me off. So that's interesting. So if you pay a fee, you become a professional. But in all aspects of this, though, you take a lot of pride in your game. Are you trying to take it to another level?
Yes. I looked at the tee times. The field here is very, very good.
Good.
Two of the guys I play with are two of the better players in the state. One's from Argentina.
Wow, fantastic.
And has won events all over the world.
Okay.
And I play with him some, and I play on that tour now. I play Latin America. I played PGA Tour Canada in Canada.
Okay.
So we're all at some level in that regard, where we're all searching to get on the PGA Tour.
I've watched golfing on TV, and I see that there's a bag guy that carries the bags for most guys. Is there anybody else involved? Are there agents? Are there, who are the behind-the-scenes team in golfing, or is it really just the two?
It all depends on what level you're at.
Okay.
Obviously, a lot of guys on the PGA Tour will have an entire team.
Wow.
They'll have a caddy, an agent, or agents.
Gotcha.
Trainers, psychologists, planners, guys that will plan for them how to play a golf course based on statistics.
Okay, and that makes sense.
So it's very much gotten significantly bigger than it has in the past, where guys will have 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 people as their team, where 30, 40 years ago, you didn't even take your caddy with you. You just had, even on PGA Tour, whatever course you were at, you find somebody local and they come and carry your bag. Where there's so much money involved now.
Right.
That's what's really transformed golf into less individual, more of a team behind you, making you the best player you can be when you're there.
Do you think it's more of the actual golfer recruiting all these elements, or are elements coming forward to say, hey, Mr. Golfer here, this is what I do. I think this can enhance your game. I'll do it for almost peanuts just to be a part of your affiliation. Do we see some of that as well too?
Yeah, it's both.
Okay, both ends.
It's becoming more and more ingrained in the game that you kind of almost feel like you have to have these people in your corner.
Okay.
to become
Commonplace.
that level of player.
Okay. Let's talk a bit. Of course, again, we're at Crane Lakes Golf and Country Club today. They've got their invitational. There's a Chick-fil-A charity involved, and with the amateur golfers today, we have one of the pros. Now you're from Akron, Ohio.
I am.
I am from Akron, Ohio too. I think there's maybe one other athlete in Akron, Ohio that could outshine us, and his name is LeBron James. I still think I could dunk on him. That's an unanswerable question.
I believe it is.
Okay, I don't think we're going to go there, but let's go back to Akron, Ohio. And as a kid, I lived up north as well too, and sports is prevalent and prominent, but because of the weather, it's hard to see people really jumping into the golfing game. They're playing sports that that are seasonal. You said you just saw the links and you had to have it, huh?
Yes.
But you were an athlete. You did
I
all
was,
sports. What made
Northern-
you finally gravitate to that?
I don't know. I didn't want to play everything else as much as I wanted to play golf.
Wow, what is your passion?
I played soccer, I played basketball, football,
Me too.
ran,
All of it.
everything you can think of. Volleyball.
Right. Did it too.
But
Done beach volleyball.
It was just, that was the thing that I wanted to do more than anything else.
When did you know, at what point of your youthfulness or teenage years, that you actually had a little game going on? When did you realize that you could play this
The
and
first
make a living
event,
out of it?
the first event I flew to was when I was 13.
Wow.
And I think that was really when I had a good idea. But it wasn't until 16, 17, 18
Okay.
that I really knew. And it took a long time. I didn't turn pro until I was 28.
Okay.
And then I'm 34. And
And you're
I'm
still-
old compared to a lot of these guys that are out here. I feel like I could almost be a dad.
The big name, and he's an iconic figure. There's great golfers that are upcoming right now, but where do we really list Tiger Woods? I understand he won a Masters last year. Everybody wrote him off, but health issues. See, people don't understand the logistics of health problems in football and this and that. I mean, it really weighs down on your physical activity, being able to continue to get better at your game, and of course to step up to that tee or step up to that football play every single play. Can he get healthy again to be a force on the tour?
Yes.
Okay. And why would you say that? He's of age.
There's something that he can do mentally, physically, whatever it is, that's always going to be above what anybody else can do.
Wow.
I'm biased.
Okay. I am too.
In
I
some
love,
way.
I love his game.
But there's something he has that nobody else seems to have. And if he can find 2, 3, 4, 5 days where he can do something, he's going to be the best player in the world. Again.
Well, we are at the Crane Lakes Golf and Country Club. We're at an invitational today. Chick-fil-A is here. We have a charity here. We have Ross, correct?
Yes.
We have Ross, one of the golf pros, golfing with amateurs.
Yeah.
I mean, how's that going when you got 3 guys that are coming off the street from a car dealership or a licensed mortgage broker, and then all of a sudden then you're playing with 3 amateurs? I mean, how's that go?
It's just fun.
Okay, that's
It's
what it
fun. I just want to play golf.
is. Okay.
It doesn't matter to me. I don't need to be playing with Tiger Woods or Phil Mickelson. It could be somebody that shoots 200 that doesn't know what they're doing.
Just wanna play golf.
I just want to play golf. And that's why I do this, and that's why I'm here, to be able to play. And this is fun.
I think that's what it's all about. If you can do what you love every day, then you should probably be able to shine. And I have one last question for Ross here. Anybody who's, let's just say, the age of 15, how could you encourage them? And we'll ask the same question in their early 20s. How could you encourage these guys to chase their dream?
Just never give up.
Okay.
I had setbacks for 15, 20 years. And somehow, some way, I've just kept on going. And I think that's by far the most important aspect, is to never give up.
I like that too. We've been taught forever to always chase your passion. And usually your passion is something that your inner man that says, this is what I want to do. So I agree with that. Ross, we appreciate your time. We'll get back and we'll talk to you guys a little later. We have a Crane Lakes Invitational today. We have Chick-fil-A here. We have a wonderful charity that we're talking about. But of course, this is all about the tournament. It's about the professionals that gave us their time today to golf with the amateurs. We have Dale from Orlando.
Yes.
Let's talk again about why you found your way here at Crane Lakes Invitational.
Yeah, I found here just word of mouth, really, from friends. I worked out in Wisconsin, and they come. My buddies that I work with, moved to Orlando for the winter, and they caddy at Erin Hills in the summer. So I kind of tagged along with them, and they told me about the event, said it's good. Said Chick-fil-A sponsors it, the amateurs get behind it, the locals, and it gets a lot of good guys. So it's just a good event to be a part of.
We spoke to a pro just a couple of minutes ago. He was a little bit older than yourself, and the thing that surprised me is he talked about so many people behind the scenes. And I understand different level of golfing has strategists, have nutritionists, have this and that. You're a young guy in the game right now. Are you getting to that point where you need all those moving parts to help you?
Yeah, I think it's definitely beneficial. Understanding your body and your swing, it's definitely very beneficial to whether you're into stretching or strengthening, lifting, whatever it may be, to always enhance your performance in any way that you can, and even to a point of maybe I know I've visited and read some books for sports psychology, just trying to unlock those things to just see how you can improve every way, leave no stone unturned.
Yeah,
so to speak.
athletics has become very intricate, over the last 15 or 20 years. So, Dale, you're a young guy. I'm going to guess 26.
Close, 25, yeah.
25, 26 here. At what point did you know that golfing was going to be something you wanted to pursue?
Probably when I was in high school. I got a little more serious about it and got a scholarship out Sacramento.
Awesome.
Played college and then just kind of pursued it from there. So, yeah.
What college did you go to?
It was called William Jessup University. It was a smaller NAIA school, but
Okay.
I had some friends that went there, so we went out there and did it. Yeah.
Well, college is great. I was a student athlete at the University of Pittsburgh. I was a football player back in the day, but it's a glorious opportunity to expand your mind, not only in a game that you love, but also to put academics in there. Now you graduated from college, and you still knew, as a golfer in college, that there were more plateaus to meet. Correct?
Yes, agree. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's talk about what was the game plan when you left college to find yourself into the professional status?
Biggest thing for me was finding building a team around me. Somewhere a coach, someone I can go to for part of swing things, someone who might know more about what it's about. It led me to actually Arizona for a couple winters, pursuing it there. Which led me to Wisconsin, kind of trending, and moving forward for Q school. I'm actually going to go to Asia, try the Asian tour.
We appreciate your time, Dale. We'll catch you
Chris.
when you get off the tee.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, have a great day.
Thanks.
Well, we want to welcome everybody back again to Crane Lakes Golf and Country Club. We are golfing today. We've had Chick-fil-A, we've talked charities, but the weather's still good. And of course, we sourced them out. We put the amateurs aside. And we have our third golf pro here today. This tournament is based on golf pros and amateur participation. We have Gabriel. Gabe, good to have you on, my good friend.
Thank you.
I want to clarify very quickly. We have the amateurs golfing with the professionals.
Yep.
How was that and when did it originate?
Oh,
You've been doing it for a while?
I don't know. See, this is my first time playing this event particularly.
Okay.
And this is going to be one of the first events with pros and amateurs combined. But I mean, I'm excited. Excited to have fun. The place is awesome. I've been treated really well so far, so looking forward to a good week.
I know in any particular sport, we're trying to refine our skills at all times. Golf, let me golf, let me get better. Do you have a lot of things that come up on your schedule? Like I'm sure in the beginning of a month, okay, we've got an amateur golf, we've got a professional. What makes you choose where you take your golfing talents?
So as a professional, there's a lot of professional golf tours, mostly based in Florida. And I try to set my schedule at least 2 to 3 months ahead.
Okay.
So I had this tournament, actually signed up for this one pretty late because I found out about it pretty late. But I usually try and play as much as I can around here, and there's a lot of tours and a lot of tournaments that I could play. So Florida is like the hub of professional golf, so I always have a good place to play.
In professional sports, it's a team game, but it usually rotates around 2 or 3 great players. Now in golfing, it is all about the golfer, but as we've explored the game over the last 10 years, there's a team behind it. There's a nutritionist. We're learning how to stretch. We're learning how to have great chiropractors for preventative injuries. Do you have that team, or are you building your team?
Yeah, I mean, I'm for sure building my team. I mean, I have a great team of chiropractors right in Sanford, not too far away.
Okay.
And I try to stretch as much as I can, not eat as bad as as I used to, because once you play a lot of events, like if you're playing 3 or 4 or 5 events back to back, it's the wear and tear on your body. I mean, you feel so tired and lethargic. You always want to be in decent shape to compete. Because if you're not, I mean, you're going to get blown out of the water by some of these guys who are prepared. So, I mean, I'm building it, but I mean, it's still a long ways to go. I feel I like where I'm at.
What's the game plan? I mean, you're 22 years old, but there have been great golfers, Tiger Woods, and the phenoms, the iconic figures that find success at an early age. But there is always subconsciously a game plan. Well, at this age, I'm going to do this. In these years, I'm going to attend these tournaments. Do you have that kind of behind-the-scenes thought process?
I do, yeah. So right now, I'm going to be playing in these like kind of smaller pro events and getting me ready for Q School at the end of the year. I'll be doing Corn Ferry Q School starting in, I think it's October, and I mean, hopefully make it through there and play there next year and make my way up. That's the dream.
Baseball has college, and a lot of the young kids, they bypass college to go into single and double and triple A. For golfing, do most great golfers that hit the pro scene, do they have a college background?
Yeah, I mean, you see all of them. I mean, you see Phil, played at Arizona State. You see Tiger, played 3 years at Stanford. A lot of guys leave early.
Okay.
Like Jordan Spieth played, I think, 1.5 years at Texas. But there's only a handful of guys who did not go to college. And I feel like as a golfer, when you go to college and you play against top college players on really good golf courses, that's when sponsors and all, they recognize that because you're playing on a higher stage than in junior or in junior golf. So, I mean, the schedule that I played in college, we played against some of the top teams. I mean, I played in the national championship last year where Matthew Wolff won it. I mean, look at him now.
I remember him.
He won on tour, and I mean, you're playing against the top when you go to college. And if you can prove yourself against college, you can easily prove yourself out there.
So you're basically saying college is kind of a two-tiered equation to refine your skills against better talent, but also to prepare yourself for the world of endorsements and sponsorships and how to make money.
I had a couple friends who went straight from high school to turning pro, and I mean they have decent careers, but I feel like the ones who took that extra step in college and played against the best in college, transitioning now, they play really well.
You're awfully young. You're 22 years old. Do you have any guys that you kind of looked up to when you were golfing as a younger kid?
I mean, I always looked up to Tiger. I love Tiger's game. I look up to Rory, McIlroy, Adam Scott, and one that not a lot of people look up to. Well, he's not a common name that you hear, but he's an unbelievable player. Is Luke Donald.
Okay, I've heard of him.
He's a very consistent player. He's not, not one of those guys who bombs it off the tee, but he's around the greens. He's just a maestro. So he's definitely one of my favorites as well.
I went to the Daytona 500 for the first time, and I watched it, and it was one of the most incredible things. And I've been to Super Bowls, etc., but I saw so much power for so many laps, and then I saw great accidents. And then I hear people behind me because I'm talking and I'm around people that understand the racing game, and they said, well, they laid back. They had a strategy because they knew the intensity of trying to be in the front would eventually send somebody to the pits. Are there strategies like that in the game of golf?
Not really. I mean, your main goal is to just shoot low and beat everybody. I mean, you don't, like, sometimes you go out and you map a strategy on the golf course about where to hit it.
Okay.
But in the end, you're just playing against not just yourself, but you're playing against however many players in the field, and you're playing against the golf course. And the main goal is just to beat them. So,
when you talk about golf in general, I mean, there's the teeing off, there's the irons game. Do you need to be great at all of them, or can you be overly great in a few of the things and still be one of the best?
I don't think you need to be amazing in every category, because I feel like the most important thing is putting, getting the ball in the hole.
Okay.
Because I've played so many rounds of golf with people who don't hit it great off the tee, don't really hit it close, but they make a lot of putts.
Okay.
And that's what reflects your score. I mean, let's say if I hit a great drive and a great second shot, and I have 10 feet where this guy hits a decent drive, decent second shot, 30 feet, he makes his, I miss mine, I'm losing to him. So, I mean, I think putting is like the strongest key, because you can hit it great, and if you're not putting well, I mean, you could turn it becomes a what if kind of round. Like, what if I made these putts?
Right.
And you don't want to end up saying that. You want to take advantage of every situation.
In every sport, and I played football for a long time, coaches emphasize so much on the mental aspect of the game. And to understand that means get your mind right to be able to be prepared for the moment. Whether it's a long shot or getting yourself out of the sand or a putting shot, is the mental aspect And that's where they said Tiger Woods is so great. I mean, his skills are unparalleled, but they say his mental toughness, is that true in the game of golf as well?
Yeah, I mean, mental strength is one of the best. I mean, when you have all the pressure, you got people behind you that just want to do nothing but beat you.
Right.
I mean, just holding headstrong and continuing to play well. I mean, it's tough. I mean, and that takes a lot of experience. I mean, it's hard to, let's say, practice, 10 hours a day and then come out to a tournament without any tournament experience and try to win. Because that pressure hits you, you're not going to know what to do.
It's the environment, right.
Yeah, you got to go through, I mean, there's so many things. And I mean, I've been lucky enough to play with some great players and go through some, chances where I could win and ended up not winning, but my mental got tougher, so.
Well, we're here with Gabriel. He's one of the pros here at the Crane Lakes Golf and Country Club Invitational. It's a tournament where we have pros and the amateurs kind of just tag along. They could be a mortgage broker. They could be a plumber. They're out there refining their skills. Have you ever seen in your time where maybe a couple of these amateurs that you knew maybe back in San Diego or in Iowa that had no professional titles, but they became a good player in time?
Yeah, I mean, anyone can be a good player in time if you put the work and the effort to it. I mean, I've been playing this game since I was 2 years old. So I've been playing this game for 20 years. And I mean, if you put the time and the effort and work your ass off, I mean, you can get it. You can become
2
a great
years old.
player.
Now you gotta explain that to me. I mean, I can understand. I mean, you've actually had parental guidance or somebody to actually start teaching you.
My father was
Okay.
my teacher for most of my life. And I mean, I remember, he used to tell me, he would put a club in my hand when I was 2 years old and I would just swing it. And I started playing tournament golf when I was 4.
Okay.
So, I mean, I've been working a lot for this game, and I mean, I love it, and I'm blessed to have this game. So, I mean, it's a treat. This game is a treat. I mean, you can have the best day of your life or the worst day of your life, but in the end, it's just a game. So.
And you love it. I mean,
Yeah, and I love it.
I spoke to another professional earlier. He says, Chris, as long as I'm golfing, I'm happy. If I'm happy, my mindset is strong and it's willing to overcome the obstacles, the bad things, and to try to continue to improve. It's just something that you have fallen in love with here. If you had to change anything, we talk about people that went to college and people that didn't go to college. We talk about people that took sponsorships early and then some that didn't. If you had to change anything, would you do that? Were you happy with your route, your journey?
I'm very happy. I mean, I'm once again, I'm blessed with a talent that I don't deserve, that I was given, and I mean the path that I have, God's in control of it. So I just believe in every step.
Wow, well, that's wonderful. I want to thank again Crane Lakes Golf and Country Club for allowing us to come on out today. What a great tournament, what a great charity. I'm hoping in about 5 years I can look back at my podcast and say I knew that guy. Are your aspirations sky high?
Yeah, I mean, sky high. I'm just gonna keep working at it, and hopefully one day it'll get there. If not, well,
Sometimes life is a journey of happiness. We try to hit plateaus, and that's the competitive nature of an athlete. But just stay happy, and we appreciate your time.
Sure,
Gabriel,
I
one of the
appreciate
pros
it.
here at Crane Lakes Golf and Country Club. We'll check you guys on our next interview.
Sure.